Look, we all have three different types of people in life, and rather than trying to limit what type of person stays in our life, I think that we need to learn to deal with all three different personality types because they all serve a purpose for what we're looking to get done, and they're actually all going to help us in one way, shape, or form. Now, spoiler alert, you're probably one of these to someone else's life. So don't only watch this video just so that you can understand who's around you, but also watch this video so that you can bring some self-awareness to yourself of which type of person you probably are. Now, the first person you have in your life is, well, this is going to be the realist. This is going to be the tough lover. This is going to be the person that's going to tell you how it is. This is the person that's not afraid to hurt your feelings. I was watching the Gervonta Davis fight over the weekend. And by the way, probably the fight of the year when it comes to boxing. I absolutely enjoy the fight. I think that he got tested and pushed to new limits. So hats off to both guys in that fight. But there was a part of that fight that Mayweather wasn't even coaching his corner. Now, just a little bit of background. Mayweather is kind of like, Gervonta Davis is kind of like Floyd Mayweather's protege, right? He's a part of his promotion. Mayweather makes sure he sees Mayweather like a mentor, and Mayweather is always there at his fights, making sure that he's pulling out the best out of Gervonta Davis. I say that because Gervonta Davis has his own cornerman. He has his own coach in his between rounds. But there was one part of that fight, and I want to bring that up because this is the perfect example of the tough love that we all need in one way, shape, or form. Mayweather comes over to Gervonta Davis's corner right around the 10th round. Gervonta Davis looks at Mayweather, and Mayweather says, just so you know, in the unofficial scorecards, you're losing this fight. Now, a little bit of background on that fight is that Gervonta Davis had already knocked out his opponent 3 times. He had knocked him down 3 times, I believe right around the 6th, maybe right around the 7th. He knocked him down right around 2, I think 3 times in the same round. But for sure, he had already knocked him down. So in his eyes, I'm doing enough to win this fight. In Mayweather's eyes, dude, you're actually down in the unofficial. Gervonta Davis says, wait, what? He says, look, it's not an official scorecard, but do you want me to be honest with you? I'm looking at the fight from this perspective. If the judges are seeing this how I am, you may lose this in a split decision. You need to hit the gas. Now, I'm paraphrasing that last part of you need to hit the gas, but Mayweather did tell him, do you want me to be honest with you? So ask yourself that. If you have someone that's a tough lover, or if you have someone that's a realist in your corner, do you want them to be honest with you? I mean, really ask yourself that. Do you want them to tell you when you're slacking off? Do you want them to tell you when you're gaining a little bit of weight? Do you want them to tell you if you're losing a little bit too much weight? Do you want them to tell you that, dude, maybe your sales are off this month, or maybe your website could look a little bit more polished, or maybe even the type of activities that you're doing, they're not leading to what you ultimately want to accomplish? Or do you want somebody to sugarcoat it for you? Because look, reality is you're not going to get that. Now, the second person that we tend to have around, and by the way, this person right here is one that I consider myself, at least in the eyes of my friends and my colleagues and my business partners, and this is going to be the hard worker. The hard worker is the person that you're trying to figure out how on God's green earth is this person squeezing out so much time out of their day, right? There's 24 hours in a day, but they're doing in a week what you do in pretty much 1 year, or they're doing in 1 hour what takes you an entire month to do. You guys know exactly who I'm talking about. This is possibly a parent. This is possibly a friend. This is maybe a sibling. This is maybe a coworker that when they leave work, they have maybe 3 side hustles. Maybe they take care of 4 kids and they still manage a way to pull in more income into their household. Or maybe they have 3 jobs and they have so much energy that you just with your one job, you're trying to figure out how in God's green earth is this person able to find the energy, and what source is this coming from? I tell you why you need this type of person around you. And a lot of people try to push this type of person away from them because that makes them feel uncomfortable, right? It makes them feel like, oh, I can't keep up with that person. Look, you're not designed to keep up with someone that just has a high energy and that's always operating at a high velocity. But I tell you what it does do. It kind of subliminally checks you and makes you feel like, dude, if this person's getting this much done, then maybe I can tap into maybe a little bit more, right? Maybe there's some untapped potential that I haven't figured out just yet. It's not about running at their pace. It's about them kind of pacing you, kind of like if you're running with someone, especially if you come from a military background, where someone runs a little bit faster than you, especially as you're getting your conditioning right. If let's say they run a sub 5 mile and you're all the way up in the 8 or 9 minute miles, obviously if you're running with someone that's a sub 5, you're not going to be able to run a sub 5 immediately, but they are going to pace you to try to work some of that time down. It works the same way with someone that's a hard worker. But look, just like someone that's a hard worker that's going to check you whether you know it or not, that you can get more done in your day, and just like someone that's giving you tough love and that's a realist and that's bringing you back down from the clouds when you think that everything is sunshines and rainbows, we do have those people that are visionaries and dreamers. Now, this type of person is very interesting in my eyes because by nature, they dream big. Now, all of us to one capacity or one way, we all have big dreams, we all have big goals, but this specific person right here has what we can call dreams where they feel as if nothing is impossible. And even though sometimes it may feel like they're in the clouds and maybe you're the hard worker or maybe you're the realist in this person's life, likewise, it's good to have that person in your life because a lot of times we tend to think a little too small. If you're thinking of running an organization with 100, this person is already thinking, how can we get this to 1,000? If you are making $10,000 a month, this person is already thinking, how can we be at $100,000 a month? Or how can we be having a 7-figure month? If you are maybe in a relationship with this type of person, then this person is already well past the dating phase. This person is already looking at what ring they want to get you or how committed they are, because this person is pretty committed and this person is daring. It's good to have a daring person in your corner because this person sees life a little bit differently and they don't necessarily back down with things that would normally fear someone, kind of like you would with the average person. So whether you are the realist or you need a realist in your corner, we need them. If you are the hard worker, or maybe if you like that, you need a hard worker in your corner. If maybe you're the dreamer, then odds are you may need the hard worker in your corner. But if you aren't the dreamer and you're the hard worker, you need the dreamer in your corner. You need the hard worker in your corner. You need all of these people in your corner, and you also need to identify which one of these personalities you are. So there you have it. I hope that you enjoyed this content. If you did find value, consider subscribing and hit that like button down below. Don't forget that anytime we're not posting on here, we're posting over on the Inside with Irv show, which is our podcast style channel. So if you like what we have going on over here, you'll love what we have going on over there. Once again, I appreciate you checking me out. Until next time, everyone, I will see you in the next video.